What's going on? So this folding knife here, this is the knife that I have been carrying for the past month or so, more than any of my other folding knives. Now I just picked this up about a month or so ago. I got it in a trade. I traded, I think, a couple Tucson knives for it. I think this knife is pretty much perfect, and Kansept really killed it with this one. And for the price, this knife is completely unbeatable in my opinion. So yeah, this is the Kansept Warrior. You can get this knife in a few different versions. You can get it with the tanto blade, you can get it with different handle materials. This is primarily a thumb stud actioned knife. You can use the reverse flick, but it's not ideal. But the thumb stud action is absolutely perfect. The blade is S35VN with the satin finish and is a drop point blade. So yeah, we do have this little bit of a finger choil. It's not the most ideal finger choil, but you can kind of use it for choking up with some more precise cutting. And then the knife can be manipulated in a way where you can grab it in several different ways. And the ergonomics are very on point, I would say. The scales are made from titanium, and then we have these very beautiful copper infused carbon fiber inserts, and then the titanium is coated, I believe. And something amazing about this knife is just the other day I dropped this thing on the pavement like really freaking hard, and like my heart sunk a little bit. I was like, oh shit. But I picked it up and there was not a single freaking scuff on this thing, not anywhere. Like, I dropped it on the end or something like that, and there's literally not any marks. Like, I don't know what is up with that, if I just got lucky. But I'm thinking that the coating they put on this is like a really good quality coating, and it prevents it from extensive wear, which is a huge plus, because a lot of knives that I've dropped, they instantly will scuff. Like, a lot of knives that I've handled or I've owned, they scuff very easily. The lock bar access is absolutely perfect. There's a tiny little bit of a cutout for the lock bar, but it's so easy to get to, and the closing detent is absolutely perfect. The blade is 100% drop shut. The blade is 100% centered. The blade is rock solid, no blade play whatsoever. The pivot has not came loose on me at all, and I have fidgeted with this knife so many times, just open and close, one after another, and it has stayed true. Even after dropping it, there's been no differences. And when I say I dropped it on pavement, I dropped this thing pretty hard. Like, it was not pleasant. But it survived it like perfectly. No damage done whatsoever. The pocket clip, I think, is reversible. It's not deep carry, but it does work pretty well. Now, I can say the pocket clip is a tiny bit stiff, but you can put it in and out of your pockets with one hand. It's pretty easy, so no complaint there. And you can kind of do like the reverse flick with this knife, though it's not ideal and it kind of hurts. So I just stick with the thumb action, which is perfect. Cannot go wrong with the thumb action. We do have this cool little back spacer / lanyard loop. Nothing fancy there, but simple and functional. And I honestly love this knife so much. I am considering buying another version of this knife. Like I said, you can get this knife with the tanto blade, and if a lot of their models, they have like a bunch of different versions that you can kind of customize your knife to your preference, which not a whole lot of companies do that. But personally, this is my best experience with Kansept. Like, I've handled several of their other knives. Their Main Street, their Bulldozer. I'm pretty sure I've even handled a couple other ones, and this one takes the cake, man. It takes the cake, and it would also cut that same cake. Something to note is every time you do hit the thumb stud, it's kind of hard to not touch the blade, so it leaves a little smudge on the blade pretty much every time, but not a big deal at all. So I would like to know your particular experience with Kansept knives and how you feel about this bad boy here. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my daily EDC content. Peace.